Hello and welcome to Balanced with Bree. So in today's video, I wanted to share these small but very powerful things I did to increase my monthly income without working more. Now, there was a time when I was constantly behind on bills. I was trying to catch up, breathe a little, but there was always more bills, more fees that just set me back again. And I was living paycheck to paycheck. I didn't have the schedule or the energy to work more hours or get a side hustle. So I had to come up with ways to free up the money I already had and going from surviving in the damn trenches to feeling balanced. And so these are real steps that help me finally get back into the green, and they can help you too. So let me start here by saying cancel or pause your subscriptions. Yes, I know. It is hard. I'm one of those people where I do have internet, no cable, but as a family, we do heavily rely on these different apps for entertainment. I, at one point, had Apple Music, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Peacock, Disney Plus, HBO Max. I mean, you name it, I had it. And when I looked at my monthly expenses, I quickly realized I was spending about 100 odd some dollars on all of these things. Now, my advice to you is to only keep what you find yourself turning to daily. For me, it was really YouTube, which is free, and Peacock, because of The Office and Yellowstone, you know what I'm saying? Or work on finessing it. For example, T-Mobile, which is my phone carrier, gives us Apple TV for free. So now that's another source for us to turn to. I know like AT&T has HBO Max as a free subscription. So, you can look into things like that. I get Peacock through my Walmart Plus subscription, which, yes, I know it's another subscription, but it's about $50 a year. I got that on Black Friday, and that's also how I do my groceries, so it works out for us. And I also got HBO Max for $1.99 a month on Black Friday as well. So basically look for deals, okay? See if you can get some for free from other outlets or companies like your cell phone carrier, from friends, family that can share accounts with you, or if you can get it at a discount, maybe through certain sales or holidays like Black Friday. But definitely start there. You'll be surprised how much you are spending on these categories. The second thing here is to sell items on Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Postmark, eBay, OfferUp, pretty much anywhere online you feel comfortable. Now, when you're behind in bills, like Dave Ramsey says, you got to start selling everything to the point your kids start getting scared, okay? So you really want to try to look at the things around your home that are really just taking up space, or maybe you have little use for, or maybe that holds no value to you. And you want to be very realistic about it. It can be as small as a pair of sneakers to as big as a bike that's been sitting in your garage for years. I know I've personally sold shoes, electronics, coffee tables. I even did like a box sale where I took all the decor items in my home, well, not all of them, but the ones that I really didn't care for, just I threw them in a box, and I called it a decor jackpot. And it had like faux plants, it had paintings, things like that. It was just stuff that was overcrowding my home. I had a couple of lamps in there, and I actually made about $50 on that box alone, which was pretty nice. I've sold entry tables, rims, old TVs, old pet toys, other electronics, just whatever I feel like I or the people in my home wouldn't miss. And I know people feel like wary about selling to people online. These certain online stores like Mercari, Postmark, eBay, all you have to do is really print the label and find a box to put it in and then ship it off. And if you're selling in person, you can choose to meet at a very, shared public space. I used to go to the McDonald's near me. You can go like to your Wawa or 7-Eleven or just somewhere local, like a local parking lot, to meet up with people if you don't feel comfortable with them coming to your home. And a lot of people tend to do that as well. The third thing here, call your creditors and companies to lower the bills. Now, if you're behind in bills, don't be afraid to reach out to your creditors or any of these other companies. If you have any credit cards or loans, reach out to them. They may be able to set up payment plans for you to get current or pay down a large bill slowly. They may also have general hardship programs that can offer a reduction in interest rate or an interest forbearance where you pay no interest at all. I actually did this with my Synchrony line of credit. This was actually used to cover the cost of our couch in our home, and I was able to enroll into a customer assistance plan where now my monthly payment is $74 monthly with no interest until it's paid off in full. But it was originally about $138, and I honestly can't remember the interest, but it was pretty high because I got it during the pandemic. So that's something you can definitely do. My best egg loan also did this for me a few times through request, which they called payment assistance. And they had things like payment holidays where you don't have to pay that bill for the month or the next 3 months, I think was like the max you could do. They had other relief programs like having zero interest and reduced monthly payments for either 3, 6, or 12 months. I think they even had anything or something beyond 12 months that you had to be eligible for. So you want to check into the lines of credit or loans that you already have. You can also reach out to companies in general to see how they can work with you. I contacted my car insurance, for example. My company is Progressive, and I actually chatted with them on the app because I didn't want to call them because I was just reaching out to so many people. But I asked them, hey, is there a way you can lower my bill without changing my coverage? And they did. They lowered it $20 a month. So I didn't even have to do anything. I just had to ask and they did it, right? Some people might lower the coverage to what they find acceptable, and you might even get lower or higher, I guess, than $20, right? I know some people contact their cell phone carrier to negotiate, their cable company, right? You can threaten to leave, and you do have options. So it is important to explore the discounts that they have, the deals that they can give you or offer you. So definitely look into that and see what you can do. I know for me, I started scrambling. I looked at all of my bills, all of my companies, my creditors, the companies I was associated with, and I just reached out to all of them to see what was possible. So definitely don't be afraid to do that. Fourth thing here that you want to do is review paycheck deductions. Now you want to temporarily either pause or reduce anything being pulled from your paychecks. That can be 401k contributions, that can be flexible savings accounts or FSAs, that can be health savings accounts or HSAs or other things, like insurance coverage, which you can either reduce or eliminate. Now, trust me, I do think savings, health, retirement, all of these things are very important. However, there are times where you can be struggling, right, to cover your expenses. I know for me, I was, trying to survive off of like a couple $100s until my next paycheck, until I realized I was putting, $30 into my HSA. I was putting close to $200 into my 401k. That's money that I really could have used in my pocket to avoid some late payment and overdraft fees. So to increase, that take-home pay, pause them or change those contributions, lower them so that you can use that money for whatever other expenses that you have so that it can be, helpful to you. And it is temporary, right? It's not forever. It's just for you to get over that hump. All right. Number 5 here is to check for hidden work benefits or discounts, since we're speaking of jobs, right? Look into employer perks. Some companies do offer hidden benefits like fitness stipends for gym memberships, tuition reimbursement, commuter benefits like for gas and things like that, internet reimbursement. Maybe there's some employee discounts for things you already are using or paying for that now you can have that money back to use for other things. Some companies may also offer discounts depending on the type of job you hold. For example, if you are a federal employee or if you're like a teacher or you work in a hospital or something like that, you can get a discount, right? So take advantage of what they offer by reaching out to them to inquire, right? It's basically money in disguise. So you can reach out to your phone company, your cable company, and say, hey, I work in a hospital. What discounts do you have for me, right? Just reach out to ask to see, well, what can they do? Number 6 here is to use cashback and rewards apps. There's multiple, right? There's Fetch, there's Rakuten, Upside, all these different apps that you can use for cashback, rewards, or just rewards in general. And here's how it can basically help, right? Let's say you're buying groceries or gas. You can pay utilizing cashback rewards credit card or a cashback app, right? So Rakuten, for example, if you upload your receipt into Rakuten, you get about 5% off. You can use Fetch, which can give you points. That can be turned into gift cards. You can upload your receipt to Upside, which can give you cashback that can also be turned into a gift card or be used for PayPal. So let's say you did buy something on a card or just in general. I mean, if you use your card, you'll get cashback from your card. And then if you used Fetch, you would get the $1 to $2 worth of points from Fetch. You would get 5% from Rakuten, right? It's almost like triple earnings on a single transaction without having to work to spend more. So definitely look into all these different apps that you can utilize to get your money back from things that you're already doing every single day. Okay. Number 7 here is to adjust your tax withholdings for bigger paychecks. Now, I'll be honest, this is something that I have not personally tried, but it may be something that will work for you. So adjust your tax withholdings. If you consistently get like a really large refund at tax time, you're probably overpaying throughout the year. Let's say, for example, every year you get a $3,000 tax refund. That means the IRS was taking about $250 too much from you every paycheck, and that's money that's technically yours. So instead of waiting until tax season to get back that money, you can update your W-4 form at work and adjust your withholding so that less tax is taken out, and that $250, for example, could stay in your paycheck each month, instantly increasing your monthly income without you having to work more. You do want to make sure that you don't go too far and that you don't end up owing taxes later, right? The goal is balance, not a big refund, not a big bill, right? Hopefully you guys found those tips helpful. Remember, you don't always need to make more to feel more in control. Sometimes making those small intentional changes add up over time so that you can feel more balanced. Thanks for spending the time with me today. If you found this helpful, please like and subscribe and comment on the type of content you would like to see. You guys are such a welcoming community. I would love to hear from you guys. All right, take care.